Try, adapt, learn. In this video, we will share a way to organize hardware on a workbench. If you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to subscribe now for more videos including DIY, maintenance, projects, and yard work. Although a relatively simple task, organizing hardware helps in ways including quick access, reusing old or extra hardware, and keeping the work area safe. Although the process to organize hardware is unique to individual people, here is some of my own process. Along with the metric bolt gauge, I have one box filled with metric fasteners. This allows for quick access and transportation depending on what project I'm working on. I just tape the label on the outside of the box to indicate that it's metric. Along with the US standard bolt gauge, I have one box filled with US standard fasteners. I just tape the label on the outside of the box to indicate that it is US standard. I also have small plastic containers that hold miscellaneous screw sizes. The third large box I have includes electrical hardware. The fourth and last large box I have includes miscellaneous hardware. Most of the times what prompts me to use these items is a need to use a specific piece of hardware to complete a task. There are also other times that I organize just to empty out my magnetic trays. As seen, some of the items in these trays can be extra hardware at the end of a project. These items can go immediately into different boxes whether there is miscellaneous hardware or random screws. The bolt gauges make it easy to identify and store hardware in the proper containers. Prior to having the bolt gauges, I would just throw similar size hardware together in a can and then tape the labels from the new hardware purchased. Usually when I do get started in the organization process, I find as much as hardware as I can lying around. In the moment, it may seem a little tedious, especially when there's a lot of individual pieces. However, it is well worth it when in the middle of the next project, I can easily pull out the appropriate box and have a good chance of finding the fastener needed to complete the task. The bolt gauges don't get used often, but they are extremely useful also in the middle of a project to identify exactly what size fasteners are needed. This is also useful to try to prevent unnecessary trips to the store in the middle of these projects. If the trip is needed, I usually put the old piece of hardware on the bolt gauge and take a photo with my phone so I know exactly what size to purchase. With multiple pieces, I usually take a lot of pictures, which is a lot more convenient than stuffing them in a bag in my pocket and then having to do this process at the store. Sometimes, even after the nuts and bolts are stored, there are still a few screws and miscellaneous items that need to be organized. As mentioned, I have one large box for these items and usually smaller plastic boxes for miscellaneous screws. Although not shown in this video, I also have plastic containers for screws of a similar size, or I just keep them in their original boxes. If I don't have time to organize the hardware from the magnetic tray, I usually throw them quickly into one of these small plastic containers. This will make more room in the case when I need to quickly empty out the magnetic trays in the near future. And again, this is the end goal. Stored and organized hardware along with empty magnetic trays that will be useful for the next project. As mentioned, everybody has their own way, so hopefully this video included something that was useful or entertaining to adapt to your own hardware organization. As I make new videos, I want to share them with you, so subscribe now. Also comment, like, and check out some of the other content on our channel.